Hey YouTube, what's going on? So as you can tell from that wee look out my office window, it is really wet, miserable and cold. Not ideal for riding, not ideal for filming a video. So I thought what a better time than to do my first how-to video today. And for today's video we're going to do the crowd favorite, start real big and do a how to backflip. Backflips are one of the coolest things you can do on a bike. They're a crowd pleaser. If you can do it at the dirt jumps, the skate park, people absolutely love it. People are always asking, can you do a backflip? You know, they're the trick everyone wants to learn when they first get into riding. I know at least for me when I first got into riding, I was obsessed with doing a flip. If I ever seen someone do a flip, it would just blow my mind. I really wanted to learn to backflip. And in all honesty, they are one of the easiest tricks to learn. And I'm hoping today I can give you guys some tips and some steps you can follow so you can learn to backflip as well. And you can start pulling them at your local dirt jumps and blowing people's minds. So this first step for learning a backflip, I'm going to call this step 1A because it's actually an optional step, is learning to backflip on a trampoline. Now, I know plenty of people who have learned to backflip a bike but can't backflip on a trampoline, but for me it definitely helps doing flips on trampolines, and being able to backflip on a trampoline first helped me to learn to backflip on my bike easier as I just got used to the air awareness of the trick. Alright, to backflip on the trampoline, what you're going to want to do is to get a decent height to your bounce and have a nice consistent bounce in the middle of the trampoline. You're going to want to start off by jumping, and as you jump you're going to throw your arms up and start looking back with your head and shoulders, because this will initiate the rotation. Once you've thrown your head and shoulders back and your arms back, you're going to start going upside down. You're going to want to bring your knees up and try and tuck your knees in, because tucking your knees in and holding your knees helps you to get smaller to rotate faster. Now while you're upside down, you're going to be wanting to look to spot the trampoline, see where your feet are going to land. So as soon as you spot that trampoline where your feet are going to land, you're going to let go of the tuck and start extending your feet out to land. Then when you land, you're just going to land on the trampoline, bend your knees as you land, and then go for another bounce. Alternatively, if it's a little bit scary going straight into the backflip straight away, what you can do is do a little backdrop onto your back, and then progress from a backdrop and off your back, do a backward roly-poly off. And eventually you can take this into a normal backflip on the trampoline. Alright, so here's the clip we're going to use of me doing a backflip to hopefully teach you how to do your first backflip. So if we rewind that clip back to the start, the first thing you want to do when you're learning how to backflip is to go a little bit faster on the jump than you would to just straight jump it. So as you can see there, I did a little crank, I pumped quite hard, pumped the ramp, do a flip. So if we compare this now to a clip of me doing a straight jump, I do no crank when I'm straight jumping, I don't pump as hard, I just do a little pump on the ramp. And now if we compare that again to the backflip, I do a little half crank at the start of the roll in, I pump harder, pump again up the ramp. So just going a little bit faster than I would a straight jump. And that's all you need, because when you backflip, when you pull back off the lip, obviously your momentum starts going backwards, and that in turn takes away from your forward momentum, so you need to go a little bit faster to make sure you don't case the jump. Okay, so if you look at the clip of me backflipping again, the first step is to go a little bit faster. The second step is when you get to the ramp. What you're going to want to do is pump as you go up the ramp, just as you would for a normal jump. And then when you get to the top of the ramp, you want to pull off for your backflip and start putting your head and shoulders back. You don't want to do this too early, because if you do it too early, you'll rotate too fast and definitely case the jump. And if you do it too late, you will probably under-rotate. So if we look here again at me doing the flip in slow motion, I pump the ramp, I come up, I start pulling at the top of the ramp, and then I put my head and shoulders back. Now, when you do this, you don't need to pull super hard, you just need to pull a little bit, lean back a little bit, because everything follows your head and shoulders. You'll be surprised how easy the flip will come around. On to the third step. Once you've pulled off the lip and your flip is going, you're going to want to immediately start looking for that landing, to spot that landing. And now, as you get better at doing flips, you'll get better at spotting the landing. Wherever your head and shoulders go is where your bike's going to go. And now, when you're in the air, if you feel like the flip's going too fast, you're going to want to open up to slow it down. If you feel like it's going too slow, you're going to want to crunch in and get the bike closer to speed it up. So I'll show you now a clip of me doing a big slow flip, opened up on the airbag landing. So as you can see on that big slow flip, I was opened up and outstretched to do this flip nice and slow so I don't over-rotate. And now I'm going to show you a video of me doing a backflip out of a berm, or a mini flip, and show you how I'm all crunched up to get the flip even faster. So as you can see on that flip out of the berm, I pulled really hard and I was crunched up like this to go faster. So to slow down the flip, push out, to speed it up, crunch in. Once you've sorted out spotting the landing and how fast to rotate, you're going to want to get your bike down to landing and land in a way that you can get a good pump out of the landing so you can carry on to your next jump, and or so you can alternatively just roll away as a champ. So what you're going to want to do is when you come into the landing, you're going to want to try and land ideally both wheels at the same time, or maybe slightly back wheel first. Doing this allows you to get the maximum pump out of the landing and roll away as smooth as you can. Now if you land too back wheel heavy, you can actually end up over rotating and looping out onto your back, which really hurts. If you land too front wheel heavy, you can end up going over the bar. So ideally both wheels at the same time or slightly back wheel first. Okay, now that you've heard all the steps of how to do a backflip and you've hopefully done a couple, we're going to go over the steps again. So the first step is to go a little bit faster than you would to normally clear the jump. So just a little crank more, a harder pump on the jump beforehand. When you get to the lip, you're going to want to pump the jump as normal and then pull up off the top of the lip. Remembering not to pull too early or too late, and to lead the rotation with your head and shoulders. As soon as you're in the air, you're looking to spot that landing with your head. And once you've spotted that landing, you're going to know whether you need to speed up the rotation by bringing the bike in or slow it down by pushing the bike out. And then you're going to want to try and land with both wheels at the same time so you can pump away with heaps of speed and ride away, an absolute champion for doing a backflip at your local trails. Alright everyone, hopefully you have found this tutorial on how to do a backflip helpful, and I'm hoping you've gone out and sent some of your first backflips, maybe even landed a couple. A few extra tips I could give on the backflips are that if you have access to an airbag or a foam pit, do them to that first, because while this is a really easy trick to do, it is also very easy to hurt yourself when first learning them. And if I were to outline the best, safest way to learn them, it would be to do it to an airbag or foam pit first, then to an airbag lander, then to a mulch jump or sand step up, and then eventually to hard dirt or concrete. Doing it this way will make sure you stay safe. You can do it without doing this, but if it was me, I would definitely choose to learn it to something soft first. Additionally, something I've always struggled with flips is when I'm flipping trail style BMX, like steep dirt jumps, I always found I'd case the jumps. And a tip that helped me to stop doing this was to make sure you really push through the lip and pump through the lip hard when you're flipping a real steep dirt jump, and to not pull up too early, but to pull up just as you're getting in the air, because doing this will mean you can still have enough momentum to travel forward and you won't case the jump bad. A natural progression after learning backflips is to start learning backflip combination tricks. The first backflip combo I learned to do was backflip tie grabs. I then learned backflip techno-handers. I can also do backflip can-cans, backflip 1-foot X-up, and I have done backflip bar spin. If you do want some how-to videos on backflip combinations, let me know below, and if I can do that backflip combo, I could make a video doing that. What I'm going to do now to end the video is I'm going to put together a wee compilation of all the favorite backflip clips I've got in the past. Awesome. Hopefully you enjoyed that compilation of some of my favorite backflip clips. Doing backflips is a really fun trick, and I'm hoping watching this video has helped you to learn some backflips. Be sure to leave some comments below telling me how your journey learning to backflip is, or leave a comment on what trick you'd like me to do a how-to on next. But in any case, that is going to be the end of the video, so be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you're new. Cheers for watching!